Bitcoin has now flipped bearish following a massive sell-off over the weekend that saw the majority of the cryptocurrency market just tanking like crazy. Fear is spreading through global markets, and crypto is once again not immune from that fear. In today's video, I'll be breaking down the technicals for you and discussing what's happening in the cryptocurrency market right now. My name is Lark. Every day, well, usually. Anyway, I've been sick the last 4 days with a cold, but feeling a bit better now. But other than that, every day I make videos talking about cryptocurrency investing. So if that's a topic you'd like to learn some more about, maybe just stay up to date with, then you should definitely subscribe to the Lark Davis channel. Also, if you can take a quick second to tap on that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm, that would be super awesome. I'd seriously appreciate it. Also, anybody who would like to receive a notification when I put out a new video should click on the notification bell. By the way, if you are a cryptocurrency trader, then you need to get yourself an account over at Femex. It is the best exchange for longing and shorting a wide variety of different cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, they got all of good stuff. And they are still running this limited time promotion. It's ending in about a week from now. You can get up to $3,500 in deposit bonuses that you can use to trade on the platform. That's in addition to the 10% off of your fees that you're going to get by using the link down below in the comment section. Now let's go ahead and turn over to the charts. And wowzers, man. Wow. This has been a crazy, crazy few days for the cryptocurrency markets. I was not expecting such a massive sell-off for Bitcoin, bringing us all the way back down to $42,500 freaking dollars, man, which of course is a major area of previous price resistance back here, acting as a general area of support over here. Regardless, though, what a freaking sell-off, man. That was just a crazy, crazy daily candle. Look at this thing. That is a 21.4% daily candle for Bitcoin that happened a couple of days ago, man. You do not see that very often in the cryptocurrency markets, but it's crazy when it does happen. Of course, we got one of those back here in September, a 19.5% daily candle. These kind of things do happen frequently enough in the cryptocurrency market. This is a wildly, wildly volatile asset class. If you're newer to the cryptocurrency markets, understand that this volatility is a feature of the market and just accept it. And when you accept that and kind of internalize the craziness of the cryptocurrency markets, you'll be a lot more chill when we do get these kind of events happening. But where does that leave us right now for Bitcoin? Well, we are not in a great position. The market is not looking bullish at all, in my opinion. Now, why am I saying that? Obviously, just to be clear, I'm a long-term Bitcoin bull. We're only talking about the short-term price action here. I'm mega bullish on Bitcoin in the long term. I'm a long-term holder for Bitcoin. But if we're looking at short-term price action, there have been great buying opportunities. I have added to my Bitcoin stack. Now, I did not get to time the bottom perfectly. Nope, missed that. Can't catch them all, man. I did buy some more Bitcoin around $47,000 though, so that felt nice. I'm happy to buy more Bitcoin under 50 grand. It's a nice area to accumulate some more. That being said, more downside is possible. Let's talk about why that could be the case. So we have just broken this major, major trend line here. So this trend line right here, this is a trend that has been in place since the previous mini cycle bottom came in around $29,000. We've been on an uptrend ever since then. We did find a nice area of support there, came up higher. We did not hold it though. Now we did have our initial bounce, which seemed quite promising at the time, but global macro fears kind of came in and we came back up, tried to test a breakout on this trend line here. It failed spectacularly, and we have broken below this trend line. So we're just gonna actually take that off now. Don't need to worry about that trend line anymore. It's gone, it's done, it's dead. We have lost that. And now, of course, we are even trading below the 200-day exponential moving average. That's definitely a short-term bull bear line, and it is on the bearish side of that line right now. Retaking the 200-day EMA, that would be a very nice thing to see. Obviously, keep our eyes on the market to see if that happens. That's $50,000. We want to see Bitcoin closing above $50,000. But generally, when we lose this in a dramatic fashion, as has happened now, you can see back here, if we look at May as an example, we had very dramatic sell-off. We lost the 200-day EMA, and we actually stayed below it for a couple months. Brutal price action, lots of reaccumulation time. Great time to be adding to the stack. I, of course, added to the stack. I know a lot of you also added to your stack during this time right here. Maybe it's just a short-lived thing. Maybe it's just one of these events where, okay, we got a big daily sell-off and we're going to bounce right back and everything will be hunky-dory and we'll just keep on moving up. Also possible. That's what I'd like to see, but be prepared for either scenario to play out here, right? If you're looking at this as an investor, well, you should be happy to be buying at a lower price. I do not believe that this market cycle has finished. In fact, I believe the next 10 years in crypto are going to be the most life-changing wealth opportunities of any market in your lifetime. That being said, there could be better buying opportunities coming up in the next couple weeks, especially if we stay below the 200-day exponential moving average. You know, if we see a strong bounce back up here, then that would be great, but that's not currently what it's looking like. And do keep in mind here as well, we have this trend line. We have to break that in order to even start talking about the market getting a little bit bullish again. We've got to come up over that. We've seen it now acting as an area of resistance a few times. Obviously, the attempt here failed dramatically so, and now we are stuck below both that, not even close to coming to test that, and the 200-day exponential moving average, plus our daily RSI getting very, very close to being oversold. Now, to be clear, we are not oversold yet on the daily RSI for Bitcoin. So that would mean we'd need to fall below this purple box here, come down into the 26, 25 zone, something like that. Let's just zoom out here a bit on the RSI so you can get a bit of an idea here. So when we see the daily RSI in the oversold territory, historically has been a great buying opportunity. You can see here, that was an incredible buying opportunity. We can see here another great buying opportunity. We can see here the buying opportunity of buying opportunities. The daily RSI went all the way down to 16 point something there. That was absolutely crazy. More recently, 22nd of May, we had a very strong oversold reading. Now, we did actually get a better buying price a bit later on. Still, though, that was a pretty solid time to get some Bitcoin into your hands. We are very close to an oversold reading right now. We may not get that oversold reading. We may not. Things might start ranging sideways. The RSI will start climbing back up. We may not get an oversold reading. This is pretty close, which is part of the reason why I added a little more Bitcoin, around $47,000. And I didn't, blow my entire cash stack by any means. I never do. I always have cash sitting on the sidelines. It's farming. It's making, more money, making more of itself. And I use the interest gained from that to buy dips. So that's what I did here. So just a nice little nibble, a little bit extra Bitcoin to the stack. If we drop lower, I'll add more Bitcoin. If we stay under the 200-day EMA, I'll continue to nibble because that means we're staying under $50,000. So that's where we're kind of at right now for Bitcoin. We've got to really break back above the 200-day EMA and preferably break above this trend line in the not so distant future in order to say, hey, there's any kind of bullishness coming back in the market right now. The bears are in the driver's seat, guys. That is what is happening short term for the price of Bitcoin. I want to share this chart with you here as well from Glassnode. So they're saying the Bitcoin market currently sits in one of the largest realized value clusters. Well, that was before, of course, the price broke down, but I'm sharing this with you because we have seen very, very strong amounts of price support, so price distribution happening for Bitcoin in the $48,000 to $50,000 area. Now the next one down is 36 to 42, so that $42,500 area, that was the bottom of the wick for that big sell-off the other day, that came in right just above this area of the cluster, if you will. Now, looking higher, of course, we're starting to then start seeing resistance coming in at $50,000, $52,500, $55,000, $58,000. All of these areas that have been important to support will now, of course, have to be resistance that we'll have to overcome once again to climb higher. We have a lot of coins that have moved in that area, and because of this recent bearish price action, people who bought it 55 or 60K, for example, they might still be holding. They may not be panic selling at this particular moment, but they might sell as soon as they're back to maybe break even. So we could see a lot of sell pressure coming in. That's 2.2 million Bitcoin that have transacted in that area. So again, we could have this real struggle to get up over 60K, to get up to a new all-time high. It's a tough area. So we have a lot of Bitcoin that has changed hands in that zone, but the 48 to 50K zone where we currently are price-wise is also an important area of price support in terms of Bitcoin that has moved on chain. I want to share this post with you as well from the trader Bob Lucas. He said, looking over 10 years Bitcoin price action, we see the 3 to 4 declines per year of over 30%. That's one every 90 to 120 days. You cannot call yourself a trader or investor if these events end up significantly hurting you. As I like to say, volatility is the price that you pay for performance. And it's so true with Bitcoin and really the entire cryptocurrency market. But this stuff is normal. Nothing out of the ordinary is currently happening in the market. This is pretty standard stuff for crypto. So if you're finding yourself shaken by this, just understand that for the guys that have been around in this asset class for some years, we're chilling. We're chilling because we've seen it all before. This is how we see these cycles playing out time and time again in the market. These kind of dramatic days and crazy candles and stuff like this. It's just what happens in crypto, man. It's just what happens. So get used to it. Get used to it if you are involved in this market. That being said, fear still reigns supreme in crypto. The Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is down to 16, which is a nice, beautiful fear reading. Could see it go a little bit lower. I would not mind to see it go a little bit lower because the more fear in the market, the more opportunity in the market for the savvy investor. Now, why are people so afraid? What is spooking everybody in the market? Well, as you probably know, there's more COVID stuff going on. We are seeing global equity markets taking a bit of a tumble. Started happening last week, still continuing. The Asian Open, so for the East Asian equity markets, they're opening up. We are seeing those stocks coming down, particularly tech stocks. So we're seeing a bit of volatility coming in there. It's a pretty rough finish of the week last week for a lot of stocks as well. A lot of them are down quite a bit. When the stock markets take a hit, these crypto markets also take a hit. We are becoming increasingly correlated to them because of all these different financial products that we're bringing out to bring crypto to a stock investor audience. Now, this kind of fear around the new variant of COVID and the potential economic impacts and all that stuff, this is the same kind of thing we've seen happen multiple times. We saw it with the initial COVID thing. We saw it with the resurgence of the Delta variant. We saw it, with lockdowns and all this stuff going on. The markets don't like this kind of stuff, but we always recover. They always print more money. The economy always ends up being okay. Stocks continue to go up. Inflation continues to go up, which means the value of the dollar continues to go lower, which works very well long-term for inflation hedge assets like Bitcoin. Even if it's a very volatile inflation hedge, it is still an inflation hedge. So we could be in for some more turbulence. Make sure your seatbelts are tightly fastened, everybody. Because if we see European markets and US markets opening up with fear in mind, then we could see some more downside volatility for the cryptocurrency markets this week. Of course, if we see a bullish open for US markets, for example, then we could see a nice little bounce there for crypto. keep an eye out, of course, but I think the prevailing mood at the moment is one of apprehension, uncertainty, and fear in the markets, which again is a time of opportunity for the investor with the right kind of mind. Now, one thing I want to share with you, because look, I like a bit of trading. It's fun. We talk about short-term price action because it's interesting to see what's happening with the markets right now. It's interesting to try to find those great buying opportunities. It's interesting to throw a couple trades in there from time to time. But realistically, I am primarily an investor in this market. And as an investor, I like to focus on the big picture, what's really important. And this is something I've shared with you so many times, like, oh, Lark's sharing that chart again. Yes, I'm sharing that chart again, but it's really, really important chart because you have to understand that when you look at all this volatility and all this craziness that's going on, if you're buying high and selling low and panicking and all this stuff, be patient, be calm, understand what you're investing in, have the strength to hold through some of these turbulent moments in the market. Because realistically, what you are investing in is a technology adoption curve that's going to see us go from 300 million users to 3.7 billion users by the end of the decade. So in the next 9 years, we're going to onboard another 3.4 billion users into the cryptocurrency market. Just stop to think about that. That's more than 10 times the current user base. How high is the price of Bitcoin going to go when we have another 3.4 billion people competing to grab a few of those Satoshis? What about all of the other cryptocurrencies, your Ethereum, your Solana, your Avalanche, all that stuff? Higher. That is where it's going. And it's not going to go there in a straight line. It never does. It's this. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, sideways, up, down, all over the place. That's the market, man. That's the market. Get used to it. Focus on the big picture. If you have the patience and the mental strength to be in this market long term, your success, I would say, is nearly guaranteed. That's, of course, just my opinion. Anyway, your question for today. Do you think that we are going to see Bitcoin be more bullish for the rest of the month? Maybe that was it. This was the big, pulling off the Band-Aid. The fear of Omicron, it's all done now. Now we're going to see Bitcoin rallying hard through the rest of the month, and it's going to be a really good end of the year for Bitcoin. Or do you think this is just the start of the fear, and we're going to see a lot more fear coming into the market, and that Bitcoin could still see new lows in the month of December? Curious to hear your opinion down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.